Hi there, welcome to this video when I'm going to be reviewing the PGYTech OnePro ST camera bag. Thanks for joining me in this review video. It's great to see you again. The people at PGYTech have reached out to me and sent me this camera bag for me to show you and test out. Now, it's specifically designed for wildlife photographers like myself because it will accommodate a 600mm lens, even up to a 1200mm lens, while still attached to the camera body. Now, I'm going to show you that later, and all the other features that this camera bag has to offer. So stay with me because I'm going to tell you how this bag is going to help me to enjoy my photography. I do have to mention Era at PGYTech because he's been great in keeping me up to date and helping me out with questions that I've had. So the customer support has been great from PGYTech, and the first time I took it out of the box and started to have a look around the bag, I was really impressed by lots of the design features of this bag. It really does seem like it's been really well thought out. It's made of really lightweight materials, and unloaded it is 2.2 kilograms, which is 4.85 pounds. Now, the other day I did load it up with all of my vlogging kit, and that brought it to a total weight of 9.1 kilograms, and I went for a little walk which amounted to about 2 miles around where I live, and it didn't cause any problems at all doing that walk. I'm going to be using this bag when I go out vlogging and taking photographs of birds, and on the screen now I'm going to put a photograph of all of the equipment that I would take with me. Now, I would be carrying some of that and I wouldn't be carrying it around in the bag, but it is useful to have that space. And at the end of the video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to include a little review of how it's fared while I go out on a vlog and take this bag with me. Let's have a look in a bit more detail at the construction of this bag. Now, the first thing to note is this aluminium frame that you can only see a little bit of just here, but it goes all the way around the top of the bag, then all the way down to the bottom behind this padding system. The foam is there to provide lots of cushion support, but there is also this Y shape just here with a mesh in front of it to allow plenty of airflow. And on my 2-mile walk that I did the other day, it helped to keep my back really cool with very, very minimal sweat. So that was great. There are lots of adjustment options on the bag, so the straps can be lengthened using these buckles here, which is fairly standard, but then you've got some buckles on the top that change how high the bag sits when you're carrying it. And then another really well thought out feature is just here, because depending on the size of your back, if you're a small person, you can lower the straps just here and make it shorter and more compact. Or if you're a bigger person, you can pull this up to make it longer. And so we've got a difference here of 10 centimeters going from a back size of 48 centimeters down to a back size of 38 centimeters. There are lots of useful attachment points just here on the strap, and these are dedicated just here for a camera clip, because sometimes if you're trying to get a camera clip around a bag strap, it can be quite thick and difficult to fit, but you can slip your camera clip through there, and that is a really handy function. And then on the other side you've got a few more loops, but you've also got a storage pouch here for a small water bottle. We have an elasticated sternum strap that goes across here, and then the waist strap along the bottom has more loops for attaching equipment, and also on this side there is another storage pouch. Now, if you particularly want to, you can remove this waist strap. There is just some Velcro behind here that you undo and then slide it out. If we move around to the sides of the bag, these side pockets have quite a few interesting features. Let's look inside first of all. So we've got plenty of pockets. There's a zipped one here, and there's one on the outside as well. Then there are spaces for batteries, and just here is a little indicator to say whether the battery is good or if it's been used. On the outside of the bag on both sides are two extendable stretchy pockets, so this would be useful for carrying larger water bottles or maybe a tripod. And then you do get two extra straps as well that will just attach to these loops just here to secure it on. If we move around to the other side pocket, it's similar in configuration, except there is a space here that will easily fit an iPad. And then on the outside, as well as the stretchy pocket, I'll show you these straps here that are designed to secure the bag to a trolley. So you can either carry it as a backpack, there's a handle on the top, or you can attach it to a trolley. And these straps, there is another one on the other side, will just attach to these loops just here and secure it to the trolley. One thing that people might find useful is these attachment points that you'll find on both sides, and these use a molly system, which is very common with military gear. Now this is my own backpack, this doesn't come with the bag, but you've got these straps just here that thread through these loops and then press stud on when they're attached to the side, and it provides a really secure method of mounting accessories to the outside of the bag. Then there is another pocket on the top of the bag that's really handy for things you need very quickly, and that's about that deep. Then finally, before we look inside the bag, there's this elasticated holding system just here that might be useful for carrying something like a rain jacket. The inside of the bag is specifically designed to house a camera with a long lens attached. Now if I undo this collar just here, then I can take my camera with the long lens attached, and it will just sit within that collar, and then I can close that up, and there are some pads just here that prevent any movement, but there still are smaller pockets just here so I can carry an additional lens or other equipment. And I've moved all of this up so I've got space at the bottom just here to put my vlogging camera. There is lots of other padding inside the bag as well as these inserts. There's some padding here on the front to protect the lens, and then on the bottom there is another foam pad that would protect anything that's in the bottom of the bag, but the bottom is very rigid and it was flat as well, so it will allow the bag to stand up on rough ground really securely. The specifications say that the bag will accommodate a lens with a maximum diameter of 17.5 centimeters, and that's 6.8 inches, and a maximum length with the camera body included of 56 centimeters, and that's 22 inches. The problem with filming outside is I'm a little bit subject to the weather, and ironically I was just about to talk about the rain jacket that comes supplied with the camera bag, and we got a rain shower, so everything's a little bit wet, but it does show that it keeps the camera bag nice and dry. So the rain jacket does actually serve two other purposes as well. So as well as keeping the camera bag dry, because the camera bag material itself is splash proof, but it doesn't say that it's rain proof, so that keeps it dry, but it also provides a different form of camouflage. Now there is a very slight camouflage pattern to the bag itself, but it's quite dark, so it's really effectively just black, but this is an autumn leaf camouflage. But one of the things that this rain cover does do that I think is really clever is when you take it off, if you undo these elasticated straps just here, it allows the whole thing to fold completely flat, and then it can be used as a ground cover sheet, either to put the bag on to take out equipment, or it could be used as something to sit on, which I will find really useful when I'm out in a woodland or down by the side of a river to sit on to take photos with. Now, I haven't found anything negative about this bag or anything that really bothers me, but there are a few things just to note. This is specifically designed to hold a large lens with the camera body attached, and so as a result there is quite a bit of space just here that is empty and could be classed as being wasted, but that is part of the design. PGYTech do other bags that are more traditional, and so if you are looking for something where you can completely fill every bit of space, then this bag might not be for you, but it really does fit the long lens very well. The second thing that doesn't really even warrant mentioning is that one of the side pouches did have a little bit of a defective zip, but the support team at PGY have really been great and they're shipping me out a new one, no questions asked, so there's no problem there. I've spent about 5 hours this morning at this nature reserve with the PGY backpack, and it's been really good. Now admittedly there's not much stuff in it. There's mainly some spare lenses, some cloths and some batteries, so it's fairly light, so it's not really taxed me at all, but I found it really useful and very comfortable to have it with me while I've been out. And when I've put it down, it's really good how it will just stand up without falling over, and there's lots of access to all of the things I needed. I could quickly get batteries when I wanted them to replace them, and so I'm really happy with how it's performed in the field. I do want to thank PGYTech for reaching out to me and sending me this bag. It's going to become part of my everyday vlogging kit now moving forward, because it really does accommodate all of my needs, and I'm impressed with the construction and the features of this bag. Now if you'd like to get hold of one for yourself, then I've put links down below in the description, and if you go to the PGY website, then you can use this discount code just here to get yourself 10% off as well. So look out for this bag in future videos. Thanks for watching this video. You can check out another video by clicking just up here where I took photographs of birds in Whitby. Down below there's links to my Teespring, Instagram and Vero account. You can help out the channel by clicking the like, subscribe and the bell notifications, but all that's left now is to say stay safe, and I'll see you soon.